A lot of people join coaching, a lot of people join answer writing programs, but they do not get the kind of uh, motivation to write answers all even after joining the coaching. Why? Because that is something that has to be done by you. That is something that has to be interlinked by you. You have to first internalize it, and then you have to make sure that you are writing every day consistently for the entire year. So that is how you can improve on in every GS paper. And forget about essay. You have to first build upon the topics. Okay, you have to first build upon the issues. Hello aspirants, this is Sumit Singh. I am the founder of UPSCALE IAS, co-founder of UPSC Meme and More. So UPSC Meme and More, as most of the UPSC aspirants have been knowing this for a fact, and those who have gotten selected, they have also vouched for us. We have been helping students for the past 8 years via our inbox. Okay, so what happens is that we tell people what they're supposed to do during the initial phases of their preparation. They come to us when they are lost, they come to us when they couldn't clear for some reason or the other, and they come to us basically for the guidance. Okay, uh, when they are in the coaching, they sometimes lack some thing or the other, and they do not keep up with the pace that the coaching is going. So they come to us and ask us how they are supposed to cope with the initial pressure. Actually, throughout the preparation, there is a lot of pressure from the family also, and there is a lot of pressure from the what you can say peers also in your friend circle. Everywhere you go, the people ask you what you're doing, what you're supposed to do in the next 2 3 years. What are you planning anything else other than UPSC? Are you going for any like backup option or so? So these kind of stuff they ask, and we have been helping them for the past 8 years. So I am actually here to discuss about GS paper 2. So GS paper 2, as all the GS papers, is divided into two parts. One is static portion and one is dynamic portion. So static portion is basically those books, particularly Lakshmikant, DD Basu, PM Bakshi. These kind of books you have to read. Okay, you have to refer at least. If not read the entire book, you have to refer to them. First of all, what you know is that DD Basu is a bit more on the harder side of the language, English language, because what it is a very it's an old book first of all, and a very good book. And first, people people tend to follow Lakshmikant more because it has a lucid language, it has more simple explanation from what they have seen in the past. DD Basu, uh, over the period of this preparation, you will get to know a lot of things. You tend to lean on the facts that are placed in front of you in the newspaper also, and you try to interlink the topics that you read from the static portion and from the dynamic portion that you read in the newspaper. So in the newspaper, you get to learn about center state relations, that some state has gone to the Supreme Court for some problems they are facing. Like for example, recently in Uttarakhand, the government was formed and there was a hung assembly, and the governor went to the party that is in power right now to make the government. Like the governor called the party that is in the center, and they called it, and Congress party was also making the, what you can say, number of seats they had. But so these kind of issues are taken to the Supreme Court, or they are taken to the High Court of the particular region, state. So this is what happens. What happens is you tend to read a few articles in the newspaper, and you tend to link them with the static portion. And what you do is you try to understand the concept and try to write answers on it. So sometimes you do not see this, that answers can be written by yourself also. A lot of people join coaching, a lot of people join answer writing programs, a lot of people also join what you can say prelims, like answer writing guidance program, as well as the whole prelims comes means program, but they do not get the kind of motivation to write answers all even after joining the coaching. Why? Because that is something that has to be done by you, that is something that has to be interlinked by you. You have to first internalize it, and then you have to make sure that you are writing every day consistently for the entire year. So that is how you can improve on in every GS paper. And forget about essay. You have to first build upon the topics. Okay, you have to first build upon the issues. So we have tried to decode in this series of videos. We have tried to decode the GS syllabus for you all, and all the admins of UPSC meme has particularly taken initiative to give this decode this syllabus for you. And I have in front of me the syllabus, and I would suggest all of you to open the GS paper 2 syllabus in front of you. Okay, so first of all, you have Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution can be covered with Constitution. First of all, Indian Constitution at work, NCRT. Okay, you have to start when you are a fresher. You start with the NCRT all in all the subjects. So Indian Constitution is nothing different from that, and you have to start from Indian Constitution at work, politics in India since independence. There is an NCRT on that. You have to start with that also. And there is also contemporary world politics. That is also a very good book. You should go for that also. And functions and responsibilities of union and states is something that you can directly cover from DD Basu or Lakshmikant. So DD Basu, if you have to write a very good language, you can use it as a reference, but go for Lakshmikant entire from cover to cover. Because what happens is that you sometimes get stuck in the loop of understanding some issue in a book when you're following it very ardently. But what happens is you even go to Google, you do not get an answer, then you start reading other articles. So that you do not have to worry about if you are following Lakshmikant. So we have vehemently promoted Lakshmikant for the past since our inception. So we would suggest you to go for it. And after going through Lakshmikant, you can also go for one book called Ramesh Singh and Rajni Goyal. Okay, this is a governance book, 3rd edition, Indian Administration. So Indian Administration by Rajni Goyal and Ramesh Arora. Because this book was told to us by our mentor. So we thought that we should tell you all, so you can go for it and understand a few concepts. Because there is a chief secretary and CM relation that is unexplored in Lakshmikant. So that kind of political and executive dynamics can be covered through that book. Coming back to government policies and interventions for development of various sectors and issues arising out of their design implementation. This is something that you have to cover from newspapers. Newspaper is something that you have to read every day. Okay, current affairs you have to cover every day. So you make sure that these kind of issues are covered properly from the news magazines also. You can cover it from news magazines, you can cover it from Yojana, you can cover it from Kurukshetra. So the government policies and interventions uh, is something that you can also cover from PIB. Okay, so PIB is the press information bureau of the government, that whatever decisions they take, they like s- give it as a circulation to everyone in public domain, and people get to know the schemes and the essentials of the scheme and the features and the outreach of that scheme. You'll get to know everything regarding that, any of the scheme and any of the policy interventions of the government. There are parastatals. Parastatals is something that what you can say, when a state has a proper state list, right, under which it gives the schemes, and it takes the revenue from the center, and it like starts the scheme, welfare schemes for the large section of society. So state has the whole list where they can totally make an act, they can totally pass policy interventions regarding the growth and development of that state. But what happens is, sometimes center also starts the similar schemes on the same grounds, and they try to, like, they spread it all over the country. So now what happens is, it is a kind of parastatal, because a district administrator or DM of a district actually runs the two schemes. He takes care of the scheme of the center also, and he takes care of the schemes of the what states also. So the inspection, when the inspection is done, when the what you can say, video conferencing is done to check what is going on, how is the progress being made in every state. So all the district administrators sit in a video conference, and from Delhi there is a video conference, and all the like, if there is a review of MP Madhya Pradesh, if there is a review of Uttar Pradesh, if there is a review of Tamil Nadu, so it is being monitored from Delhi to different states, from Delhi to different states. So so they, what happens is, they tell how it is going on. So over the video conference they tell everything, how it is going and what happens. And so over here, sometimes the states feel that uh, their jurisdiction is being encroached upon from the center, because they are also running a parastatal schemes for the development. So something that state has to take care, what happens is, center also taking care of that. Okay, so these are the kind of things that are covered by you all from newspaper. So you have to make sure that you cover whatever newspaper you are following extensively, and you have to ensure that you are picking two articles or one article every day from a newspaper, and link them to your what subtopics of GS paper 2. Similar, you can do that for GS paper 3. Similarly, you can do that for GS paper 1. So this is how you have to approach your answer writing, approach your subtopics of all the GS papers, and interlink them with the current issues, current scenario that is going on in the country. There is Sabrimala judgment, there is Article 370, there is center-state relation of interlinking the river projects. There is a lot of, what you can say, things, areas to explore for you when you are actually in the budding stage of your preparation. Okay, so this is very extempore kind of a thing, so I may sound a bit what you can say, ill prepared or something, but there's a lot of wisdom, at least what you can say, accumulated wisdom of at least 18 years of experience, of all the, like, we have studied as a group. So I'm whatever I'm giving you is something that is very is a primary data of the aspirants, those who have been asking me the things they are facing in the preparation, during the preparation. It is a direct data to you, actually it is the secondary data now, because I am picking the data from the primary data and you are getting it from me, so it is a secondary data for you. But the things that I'm telling you is tried and tested, so you have to follow and interlink those topics that are there in the current affairs, in the news, and with the subtopics. So coming back to now, I have covered most of the portion. Now coming to India and its neighborhood relations. So India and its neighborhood relations is something that is a diplomacy domain that you can find from a book called Rajiv Sikri, India and its neighborhood, and that book has to be covered. Like, there is one phase of diplomacy, India's diplomacy, that is the Manmohan era, the previous government, the UPA era, uh, from where you can actually understand what kind of policies that government took during those days of Manmohan Singh. And then coming to the present government. The present government has changed a stance a little bit. It's bit more aggressive towards the external security issues, and also internal security issues. So these things has to be covered from C. Raja Mohan articles of the past 4-5 years. Okay, so how the current government is maneuvering around the diplomacy domain, you have to understand that from that blog actually of C. Raja Mohan by Indian Express, on Indian Express. So go on Indian Express site and read last 4-5 years articles of C. Raja Mohan, and you will understand all the dynamics of India's relations with not just neighborhood but in the entire world. Okay, so this is also something that I wanted to decode GS paper 2, and I hope it is of any help to you. And it is a bit short video, so that you don't get bored and you understand the concepts properly. If there are anything that you want to ask, you can also comment, and I can make another video for you, a more detailed one. And we can also see that there is, so I have told all the books that you are supposed to cover, so there's nothing left actually. So basically the whole idea of how the philosophy of how you have to cover your GS portion of paper 2 is what I wanted to cover in this video. And that philosophy I have told you, how you have to interlink them, how you have to follow your books, and the other books that the basic books that you are supposed to cover. I have essentially made it a point to Pinnacle, like we have started a Pinnacle program, so we have released a PDF in which I have given the links of second ARCs also, which volume you have to cover, which particular volume you have to cover for what portion. So you can go for that also. Niti Aayog reports can be covered also. So Niti Aayog at India at 75, there is one report on that in the by Niti Aayog. You can cover that also. You have to make sure that you do not go for summaries of these reports. Okay, don't go for the summaries, because you do not pick Lakshmikant. Like, you do not pick the summary of Lakshmikant, or you do not pick the short notes of Lakshmikant. You do the whole book. Okay, so if you are reading a report, you understand that report, and you understand, you take out the topics that are important for you. So you have to interlink the subtopics to those reports, and you have to understand that, okay, this is the part that I have to pick. So this is how you have to pick and choose, and you have to be done. It has to be done by you only. It should be your it should be your perspective in the answer. So answer writing is something that is your opinion is being documented in that. So what and how will you make your opinion? You cannot make your opinion just by rote learning. You have to ensure that you understand that concept, and then you are making your opinion all by yourself, by going through the reports as well. So this is how there you don't have to read the whole second ARC, but you have to cover some parts of internal security, some part of conflict resolution from second ARC. So I have covered that in the PDF, the document that I have shared with everyone on upscaleias.com also, and on test.upscaleias.com you can go for that. And this particular video is for Pariksha. Pariksha is our partners, and they actually the UPSC material, we are creating a content for UPSC. So whatever you can find on Pinnacle program, you can also find on Pariksha app. So Pariksha app is a very good app, and it has more reach, particularly for Hindi medium also. So they are creating our content in Hindi medium also. So you can download the app, you can buy the test series from there also. So that's that. And thank you, friends, and thank you for the patience, and do subscribe to the test series that we have launched on Pariksha, and you can also subscribe it on Pinnacle. Obviously Pinnacle program is for the guidance only, so you can get the direct guidance from all the admins of UPSC meme on Pinnacle, so from time to time, obviously. So okay, bye.
दोस्तों ऐसी और वीडियोस के लिए अभी सब्सक्राइब कीजिए MP परीक्षा चैनल को और बेल आइकन दबाना ना भूलें। और अगर आप किसी भी एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो अभी डाउनलोड करें परीक्षा ऐप।